I've been studying art for most of my life. It was only until I turned 20 when I was introduced to the world of animation. The first full animated feature that caught my attention was My Neighbor Totoro by Studio Ghibli. Everything from the storyline, character development, music, art direction, and mind-boggling animation changed my life. I knew at that very moment this is what I wanted to do. Keep in mind this was way before CG animation, so every frame of film was drawn by hand, like a flipbook. It was an exhausting process, but I can attribute a lot of my skills to this traditional method. So in today's sketch tutorial, we're going to create an illustration of a character that inspired my life. This is Totoro. To begin this lesson, we're going to be sketching in some basic shapes to define the size of our character. So I'm going to use the side grip of my pencil, using the flat edge. Let's go to the very top of our page and sketch in a circle. So starting in the middle, just going to work our way around the left side, just using these short, choppy lines. Work in the right side, coming all the way down towards the bottom. Like you see that I'm using these short lines to create this circle. I can always go back and readjust it if I need to. Now we're going to add some guidelines around that circle. Let's start with a straight line coming down the middle. So right at the very top of our circle, we're going to sketch a line coming all the way down towards the bottom of our page. And I'm also going to extend this up above towards the top of our page. We're also going to add a guideline on the side of that circle. All the way up to the top and bottom. And then on the right side. I'm going in very lightly because we're eventually going to be erasing these out. Now to help us with the placement of the facial features, we're going to add some guidelines going across the top of our circle, the middle, and the bottom. Now we're going to sketch a large oval for the body overlapping the bottom half of that circle. But before we do that, let's locate the bottom of the body. So right about here, we're just going to mark this off with a straight line. And now we're going to sketch that oval starting from the center of that circle, coming all the way down towards that bottom line. So let's start at the very top. Just going to go out towards the left, round this out, then come down towards that bottom line. Just going to smooth this out. Now we want to mirror this left side over on the right. So let's start back on the top and work in the right side. Now we're going to move back up and block in the face. Let's start with the eyes. We start by drawing two circles just on top of the center line. Let's start on the left. Just sketch that circle going all the way around. Now we're going to line this up on the right and do the same thing. Let's sketch a smaller circle in the center of each eye for the pupil. And we're going to sketch a line going in between the eyes to locate the top bridge of the nose. Just going across. Now from that center point, we're going to curve the nose going out and then down towards that bottom line, going out towards the left and right. Then we'll connect the ends of the curve coming down and then up. And then halfway between the bottom of the nose and the bottom of our circle, right here, it's going to draw a short curve going up and then down for the mouth. Let's move up and block in the ears. Directly above the left eye, we're going to step up towards the top of the circle. We're going to angle up and out towards that outside line. Do the same thing on the right. And then from the top of the ear, we're going to draw two angle lines coming out along the sides. Start with the bottom, coming down towards the circle, and then in. Do the same thing on the right. Let's add that leaf sitting on top of the head. We're going to start from the inside edge of the left ear. Start by curving down, then up, and then go down again, and then up towards the inside of the right ear. Let's move back over towards the left side and blend the head going down towards the arm. Starting from the base of the ear, we're just going to curve this out and then down towards the outside of the oval. Now it's going to round out the shoulder, going out around the oval towards the outside of the arm. And then we'll bring the arm coming around the side of the body and then back in. So going out, pulling the arm coming in. Now we'll round out the bottom of the hand, coming down and just tucking that up in behind the body. Let's move down and block in the legs. Starting from the bottom of the oval in the center, I'm just going to curve down and out with a short line towards the left and right side. And it will flatten off the bottom of the feet, just going straight across towards the outside. And it will blend the outside of the foot going up the leg towards the side of the body. Just going to curve this out and just pull that up towards the side of the oval. Let's draw our character holding the umbrella over on the right side of the body. So we start along this bottom line. Start with a circle, starting up here, coming in towards that center line, back around the right, and then back up towards the top. This is for the end of the hand. And then from the top of the circle, we're going to bend the arm going out and then down. Let's go down to the bottom. We're going to curve the arm coming down and then out towards the side. And then from the top of that circle, we're going to draw a straight line going up in between the nose and the eye. So sketch this line going all the way up, just past the tip of the ears to right about there. Let's move to the bottom of the circle and draw on the handle. We're just going to curve this down and then bend that up on the left. Now we're going to move up and draw the front edge of the umbrella. Starting from the center line, we're just going to curve this out and then down towards the left. Now I'm going to take that same length over towards the right side, going out and then down to right about there. And then we'll connect the ends with a curve for the top of the umbrella, going up, in towards the middle, round this out, and then come back down on the right. Now we're going to see the back side of the umbrella going in behind the head. So let's start back on the left. I'm just going to curve this down in behind the head, and then back up on the right. Now we're going to balance out the left side of the head over on the right. So let's start at the very top. Just going to curve out and then down the side, go back out, and then we're just going to blend this down towards the side of the oval. Let's block in a large oval shaped patch in the center of the body. We're going to start from the center of the line just underneath the circle. Just going to curve out towards the left. Just going to come along the side. And we're going to pull this down toward that center point at the very bottom of the oval. And then we're going to mirror this on the right side in behind the arm. So we're going to go out in behind the arm, come down underneath the arm, go around the side, and then pull that down towards the center. Let's add that pattern across the body. We're going to start on the left side of that patch, start with a curve that goes up in the middle, and then back down on the right. Now we're going to step up and draw that same curve, going up and then in behind the hand. Now we're going to start by adding that pattern along this bottom line. Starting from the middle, it's going to curve out and then down towards the left, and then the right. And then from the ends, we're going to curve in and up toward that middle line. And then we'll add two more on either side. Let's start with the one on the outside. Start with a short curve going out and down on the sides. And pull that back in and up. And then we'll add one more in between. Now we're going to move up and add two more on the left side, starting from the top. Come along the side, and then just pull that back up and in towards the middle. And we'll add one more on the left. Now that we have the basic shape of our character, I'm going to go back in and lightly erase some of these initial guidelines. Now we're going to go ahead and start refining the shape of our drawing. Let's start from the very top and work our way down. So let's start with the umbrella. Starting from the very top, I'm just going to sketch a line coming down the middle. Then going back up to the top, uncurve out and then down towards the left side, to right about there. And we'll do the same thing on the right. And then the bottom edge of the umbrella is going to have a slight curve in between these points. Let's start on the left. I'm just going to curve up and then back down towards this curve. Go up and then down towards the middle. And we'll go all the way over towards the right side. And then we'll add those same curves along the back of the umbrella. Let's start on the left. Just going to curve in and then down. And from here, just in behind the ear, it's going to curve up and then down towards the middle. Let's go in and lightly shade the inside of the umbrella using the flat edge of our pencil. Start from the left, just work our way around the ears, along the middle, back over towards the right. And then we'll go in and just lightly clean up the bottom edge of the umbrella. Let's add some shape to the ears. From that center line, we're going to step out and draw two lines going up toward the side. And we'll angle up and out toward the side of the ears. Let's do the same thing on the right. From that center line, we're going to step out, sketch two lines going up, angle up towards the outside of the ear, and then we'll go back and darken up the outside edge of the ear. Now there's three long whiskers on either side of the head. Let's start with the center one. Starting right out here, we're going to start with a straight line going out. So line this up on the right. Draw the same length line. Now the one on top angles up and out. So we're going to step up, go up in a slight angle. And then the one on the bottom is going to angle down and out. Now I'm going to go back and clean up the outside edge of the arm. Starting up here, I'm just going to pull this back in a little. Come down toward the bottom. Just round this out. And then I'll go back and erase out the outside line. And I'm also going to clean up the right side. Just going to pull this down, round this out, and then in. And then lightly erasing the outside, just to smooth that out. Let's go back up to the hand and add in the fingers. We're going to start at the very top of the circle. Start by sketching a line coming down towards the bottom. And then we'll add the fingers. Starting from the top, just going to curve out and then down. Curve down and then back in towards that line. Let's add another one just below it. Now the fingers along the bottom are going to point down. Come down towards the bottom. Back up towards that line. Let's add a couple more. And then we'll tuck the last finger just underneath. And then we'll add a couple claws on the left side. Starting from the outside of the hand, curve down and in, taper that back up. We're going to add two more on the inside. We're also going to add a couple claws along the bottom of the feet. Starting on the left side, start with a straight line going out. Now from the outside, we're going to curve up and then down towards the bottom. Do the same thing on the right, going out, going up along the top of the claw. Let's add another one on the outside. From the tip, step up, straight line going out, and just pull that in behind the side of the leg. Now once we're happy with the overall composition and proportions of our drawing, I'm going to go back in with the tip of my pencil and start adding some detail. Let's start from the very top. I'm just going to trace the umbrella going all the way across, then down. We're just going to add a little bit of shape as we go. There's a reason why we started our drawing with a very light sketch. It's because we can always go back and readjust those lines. And with sketching, you don't always have to stay within the boundaries of your initial sketch. Just Just readjusting the shape as you go. Just adding some shape to this leaf. And adding the stem. Now I'm going to go back and add a little bit more length to the ears and then tuck the umbrella in underneath. Just going to tuck this underneath the front edge of the umbrella. And then we'll pull the umbrella underneath the ears. I'm also adding a small highlight on the bottom right corner of the pupil. Now I'm going to start to add a fur texture along the side of the head coming down towards the bottom of the body. So let's start with the left side. Just going to curve out and down. I'm just going to pull that back up with a short line to create a point of fur. And just continue this along the side. I'm just going to add a little bit of thickness to the whiskers, starting off a little bit thicker on the inside, and then just tapering that out towards the outside of the whisker. Now that we added some detail and traced the contours of our drawing, it's time to start adding some various tones. I'm going to use the flat edge of my pencil, starting with the umbrella. We start from the outside, and just sketch in a shade going all the way across, trying to keep this as even as we can. And then the darkest part of our drawing should be the undercarriage of the umbrella. So we're going to go back and darken this up. And then we're going to fill the outside of the body with that same tone we created for the umbrella. Start from the very top and just work our way down around the eyes. And it will fill in these shapes with that same tone. Now with our tones in place, we're going to create the illusion of light and shadow. We want to imagine that the light's coming from the top left of our page across our character. So the highlights will be on the left side and the shadows on the right. Let's start with the umbrella. We start from the very top. We're just going to sketch a line coming down and then in towards that center line. And then from here, we're just going to curve down and then back out. Now we're going to darken up the right side of that umbrella, going a darker shade than we have on the left side. Now we want to create the illusion that this umbrella is casting a shadow across the top and right side of our character. So let's start on the left side. We're going to sketch a curve going in towards the middle. And then we'll bend that back out towards the left, curving down and out towards that trim line. And then from here, just going to bend this down and then back out towards the outside of the leg. And then we'll darken everything on the right side of this curve. And that also includes the leaf on top of the head. We're also going to cast a shadow along the bottom edge of the hand. Starting from the outside, I'm just going to curve in and then up. And it'll darken up the inside. And then the final step is going back in and cleaning up our lines. And as we get near the end, I'm going to add a drop shadow along the bottom of our character and in the background. And that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Totoro. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.